On Channel 4 now, the best action from a day's play on the pitch.
South Africa have a chance to go clear of England at the top of the points table today if they beat the Zimbabweans in Durban. Yes, hello and welcome to the highlights of this important triangular tournament match between South Africa and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe took an awful hammering from England in Kimberley the other day. They desperately need points here today if they'd have a realistic chance of making it to the final at the Wanderers on the 12th of February. Neil Johnson, the in-form Zimbabwe opener, returns to his old patch here, Natal. It's where he played before he went back to Zimbabwe to pursue his international career, but they've got problems. Having a look at their side, they've made changes. They're bringing in Craig Wishart to strengthen the batting at the top of the order, and Gary Brent instead of John Rennie, the medium pacer, who hasn't been in good touch. They've also left out Andy Whittle, a great fielder and a useful off-spin bowler. The South Africans, all sorts of changes. Gary Kirsten is taking a break before the India tour. He's not going to play in any more of these one-day games, but the experienced Louis Kern has come into the side in his place, and there's no place either for the Natal favourite Dale Benkenstein. He's been taken out of the squad, and the very talented young Neil Mackenzie has come into it. Well, Hansie Cronje won the toss. He chose to bat first in good conditions, though it was a humid sort of day. We'll pick it up with the South African openers, Herschel Gibbs and Louis Kern at the wicket.
Off the mark, down to third man, running the first one quickly. Will he make that into two? He does. That's good. Four. Good stroke. First boundary of the innings.
Frustration for Neil Johnson because the rest of the over had been pretty good.
That's not a bad shout at all.
Neil Johnson has the most expressive eyes I think I've ever seen. This ball angling across Louis Kuhn, getting bat and pad nicely together, but it certainly was worth a shot.
Wide and four. Nicely put away by Louis Kuhn.
Neil Johnson simply isn't fast enough to bowl deliveries like this and get away with them. Once again, he's trying to bowl the carrot ball, the wide one just short of a length, over pitches a fraction and pays the price. Super timing.
And again, more width, four more. That's fairly raced down there.
Using the pace of the new ball to angle it away, and even though the third man was very close to it and dives, he can't get close.
Edge and four. Frustration for Johnson, but he knows it wasn't a very good delivery.
At his pace, he really simply cannot afford to give this much width to the batsman. And Louis Kuhn, quick to seize on that element of risk.
Good shot. Four more. Boundaries are plenty in this opening spell.
And the beauty of the fact that Louis Kuhn is showing that he's quite at home at the top here means that Herschel Gibbs can play a stroke like this. Perfectly timed. He didn't try and hit it too hard.
Beautifully timed. I think the fielder got half a hand on it, but it's still gone for 4.
This was in the air for some time. Herschel Gibbs timed it so well that it carried in the air and almost could have been called a chance. Look here, in the air, right the way along there, and there's the dive. So it's half volley. He does get a solid hand on it, not enough to stop it going across the ropes.
Oh, edge and caught. There he goes, Herschel Gibbs, caught by Flower off the bowling of Alonga, who's produced a lovely delivery just wide enough to tempt the batsman. It's a defensive push, but Gibbs goes, Alonga gets the breakthrough, and South Africa now 40 for 1, and we're into the 9th over.
Big blow to South Africa. Gibbs was looking so good. Good ball in the channel, but Gibbs just pushing forward at it a little lazily. He must be very disappointed. Great start for him, 20, only 29 balls. South Africa 40 for 1.
Away, caught at backward point, great catch, and Alonga gets a breakthrough again, and Goodwin has taken a stunning catch. Louis Kuhn goes, and he'll be absolutely livid with that. South Africa now lose their 2nd wicket to the score on 41.
It's a good line just outside that off stump. Kuhn not quite getting on top of it. Does well to get 2 hands to this catch.
Just a bit more bounce than he expected, I think, and they'd be very disappointed, though, getting caught in that manner. So Kuhn out for 19, South Africa 41 for 2 in the 11th over. Oh, he's off the mark, first ball. Could be 4 as well, and it is. Well, what a way to begin your international career. A little leg glance off the front foot for 4. Oh, brilliant catch. It's the area he's weak in, but what a great catch by Stuart Carlisle, diving to his left. And away goes Mackenzie, playing shots early. He's paid the price, and Zimbabwe have South Africa teetering at 49 for 3.
Well, Carlisle's catch, I'm sure, will be one of the catches of the season. One-handed going to his left, a little bit cramped for room, Mackenzie, so perhaps gets it a bit high on the bat, doesn't hit it with the amount of power that is needed.
Well, he's got out to, as David Richardson said, one of the best catches you'll see, not only this season, but for a long, long time in any form of the game. Mackenzie's brief start, 7 from just 4 balls. And South Africa now 49 for 3 in the 12th over. Got to punish that sort of delivery, and Cronje has. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. It hasn't gone. And I think Gary Brent might be in a bit of distress there.
Commitment and skill as well. How many times you see people trying to stop the ball in this fashion and ending up the ball dribbling over the rope.
Oh, lovely shot. Callis, no need chasing that one.
A little over pitch from streak, but Callis just waits for it. It's always a good sign when the drives are hit into the ground, and when it's timed properly, it really races away.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. 4 runs, doesn't have to move from the crease.
Well, the Zimbabwe bowlers have got a lot to answer for here in the last 10 balls or so. Having picked up 3 wickets in quick succession, they bowled a heap of balls that are all 4 balls, and needless to say, players of this quality, Callis and Cronje, have cashed in. For a disciplined team, this is seriously sloppy stuff.
And now he's got one just when you're putting him down. He induces Hansi Cronje to play once again well away from his body, and it finds the outside edge, and he's on his way.
Johnson's extraordinary. He did this at the Wanderers, you know, when he bowled in the very first game of this triangular tournament. He bowled a mixture of nonsense and goodies. Actually, although that was a bit wide and Cronje was pushing at it, it did do a bit. It did just move away. It's another excellent catch. They've taken some super catches, Zimbabwe. Cronje has gone for 10. It's 69 for 4.
That's well played by Jonty Rhodes. It's beaten the diving mid-on, and it will go to the boundary.
It's the most super stroke. Look how low he stays over the ball, making sure of the timing. Try to hit it too hard.
Pulled away high in the air. There's somebody under it. This could be the 5th wicket, and is. Rhodes goes, and South Africa's troubles continue.
Always a little risky if you're attempting the pull shot when it's not quite short enough. Difficult to judge how high the ball is going to bounce. And yes, the wickets continue to fall. South Africa getting themselves into an awkward situation here. Through some very good fielding. Bowling has been reasonable, but the pitch is a very good one for batting. South Africa in a spot of bother, 92 for 5.
It's nicely played, and it's got past mid-on, and will run away for 4.
In a superb run of form, Mark Boucher has been great throughout the season. And his confidence shows here, able to play with wrist just to place it wide of mid-on.
Cut away. 4 more. 2 poor deliveries from Johnson. Leg stump half volleyed and a wide long hop. Boucher does not let him get away with it.
Packed offside field. So you still have to hit them well. If you hit them well enough, they find the gap.
That's gone for 4. That's beautifully played.
Perhaps showing what a good batting wicket this is. Jacques Kallis, not a half volley by any means.
In the air and out, caught mid-on. Was that a slower delivery? If it was outstanding bowling. But Boucher checked the shot, there's no doubt about that.
Yes, whether it was an intentional slower ball or just one which stopped slightly on the pitch, one can't quite be sure. But again, Boucher looking in no real trouble whatsoever. One mistake, he's gone for 8, and South Africa 112 for 6.
Oh, and I think that was a chance. Inside edge. And it's gone down.
Difficult chance for the keeper. Remember, he's trying to cover the offside. And he has to go back the other way.
It's going to be 4 runs. Valiant effort down at 3rd man, but he just had to make too much ground. Craig Wishart.
Oh, he's got that away, done. He's found the gap, I think. Yes, only just. Behind square, and 4 runs. That's in the air and dropped. Well, Murray Goodwin diving to his left. He took a great catch earlier. It's the second let-off Lance Klusener's had. It's the end of the 37th. The frustration building for South Africa, 144 for 6. Oh, he's edged that. And we'll get 4 runs for it.
This is a very well played 50 again by Jacques Kallis. One's got to keep saying it. Thank goodness for Jacques Kallis and for Lance Klusener. Here's the first one. I said it was a matter of time before Lance Klusener sought the aerial route, and that's a biggie. Here he goes again. It's flatter this time, but it goes equally far.
Almost an action replay.
That's his 50. And he just keeps churning them out. Remarkable stuff. He's trying to go inside out. He could be caught. Is brilliantly caught. Magnificent catch down on the boundary by Craig Wishart. And Jacques Collis is out. He's standing, not sure whether the catch was fairly taken. The umpires are walking towards each other to confer, but I think he was out.
Yes, Collis is clutching at straws, perhaps. It's a brilliant effort, and certainly from our viewpoint up in the commentary box, he's got it just fractionally above the ground.
There was a little nod of the head from umpire Orchard to Jacques Collis, and he's on his way for 52. A very well played 52 again by Jacques Collis, anchoring the South African innings when people were falling all around him. Firmly down. Oh, right through his legs. Naughty, naughty Guy Whittle. He's launched it again. Is that over the boundary rope? It might just be. No, 4, says umpire Wilf Diedrichs. This is Pollock now. 1 bounce 4. Good shot over mid-wicket.
Pollock has played so cleverly in this innings, come to the wicket, initially giving the strike to Klusner, but now in the last over, he's opening his shoulders as well, picks his spot.
It's that man, Lance Klusner, again unbeaten with 65. Not his most dramatic innings, but one of his most important for the South Africans. Sean Pollock had a bit of a biff and a bang at the end there as well, and it was Jacques Collis who set it up. He played much better than anybody else in the top order, who seemed intent on Harry Curry. But Klusner with 65 not out, taking them to 222 for 7. The South African Zimbabwe bowlers, 2 for Henry Alonga, 2 for Neil Johnson. He was expensive. 1 for Heath Streak, who had to bowl at the end. I think he's getting fitter by the match. 2 for Gary Brent on return, 10 overs, 2 for 32. Good effort from him. No wicket for either Grant Flower or Andy Whittle. That's it then. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll see if Zimbabwe can get 2-2-3 to win the game. Welcome back to Kingsmead in Durban. The most lovely evening here, a carnival atmosphere under the floodlights. We're bringing you the highlights of the Zimbabwe against South Africa match. Zimbabwe need to win it. 2-2-3 if they're to do so. We'll pick it up with their openers, Neil Johnson and Grant Flower at the wicket.
This is Sean Pollock. It's a good shot through the covers, and we'll go all the way.
One of the good things of Johnson's batting is that he's prepared to hit through the line of the ball with confidence from the start of an innings. So valuable in one-day cricket.
It's also wide and also smashed through extra cover, this time off the front foot.
He doesn't bother much with foot movement, but he's got a great reach. That's superbly hit, and considering it's the first over he's facing.
And again, 4 more. Beautiful stroke. And the end of a very, very good over for Zimbabwe. Their first, 13 for no wicket.
Well, as this over went on, the harder he hit them.
That's a big appeal, and that might be out. Yes, it is. First ball, Hayward strikes. Flower doesn't like it, but he's out.
Great delivery from Hayward first up. Not one that you want to receive as a batsman. Flower looks at the replay, the big screen, to see that's going down the leg side. It looks to me as if it's hitting at worst middle of the leg. And umpire Orchard, Zimbabwe's nemesis again.
In the air, but over cover. 4 more to Johnson.
Continuing where he left off in Pollock's over. First ball from Hayward. He's on the front foot, hitting it on the up.
Oh! Beaten on the inside edge.
Well taken by Boucher. We talked about Andy Flower sometimes not committing fully to the dive.
Is he going to be caught here? Jonty Rhodes has got it, but the umpire I don't think is going to give it out. So we'll have to have a look to see where that came from or came off.
Immediate shots of catch it as the ball went up in the air, but that's where it hit. Good decision by David Orchard. Hit the arm. I'm a little surprised that Wishart didn't rub, because it obviously would have hurt on that bicep. A little high on the bicep, in fact.
You rub just to confirm with the umpire where it's hit anyway. This time he's got it, and it's going to be 4 runs. The last one delivered with a lot more pace that hit him. This one wasn't as quick, and it sat up nicely and got hit. This is a magnificent shot by Craig Wishart. Wow. That was something special.
Well, he's gained from the confidence of his partner. He came in and there was a lot of pressure because Grant Flower had been dismissed first ball. This was a shot of class. Not much foot movement. Good balance, though.
This is away, even past the diving Jonty Rhodes. He squeezed that one out, and he's got such wonderful timing, and he hits the ball so hard that that raced away to the boundary. But Johnson's having none of it. Pulls this one through mid-wicket for 4. So it's back up to 5 runs per over at 55 for 1 after 11. In the end, he's caught. The man has just been put there and straight into his hands. How extraordinary. And Wishart will be disappointed with that shot. He batted quite nicely.
Yes, he certainly did. He kept up the momentum that Neil Johnson had begun, and he got 18 runs in quick time, but you can see the feet nowhere with that shot, trying to force it away. Jacques Cullis, the catcher, and a delighted Henry Williams, the bowler. It was good thinking by the South Africans. Zimbabwe lose their second wicket for 52 as Craig Wishart goes for 18.
This is through the gap. Henry Williams is cross with himself, and it's well hit by Campbell. It's going to go to the boundary. Johnson drives so well again, and it's magnificent. It just keeps getting away from the fielder, Klusner. That's how well he timed it.
Superb stroke, this. First delivery from Jacques Cullis. We've seen Johnson adopt this approach before. First ball of a spell, he'll have a go at it. He tries to unsettle the bowler from ball 1, and certainly has done that this time. Look at that stroke. Superb. And 1 wicket can change so much.
It's caught. That's the one South Africa wanted, and it looked all so easy. Not a particularly good delivery from Jacques Collis, because it was sliding away down the leg side, and Johnson, all he wanted to do was help it on its way to the boundary. Unfortunately, he picked out the man at square leg, Neil Mackenzie.
Neil Mackenzie gets a nice, easy first catch in limited overs internationals. Doesn't make any mistake with it, but you could almost sense that Neil Johnson was being too careful. Frustration for him. 35 runs he got brilliantly, but Zimbabwe are now 65 for 3.
Oh, super shot, and it may well go to the boundary in this fast outfield. It will.
But the outfield is just so quick, and the margin of error for the bowler is so small. Very little movement of the seam. So you just hit through the line, and the batsmen are profiting.
It's in the air. Oh, just wide, a backward square leg. And another 4 to Murray Goodwin. That's a big appeal. And out. Campbell has just nudged that one to Mark Boucher. Henry Williams gets the wicket. And Alistair Campbell is out, playing a defensive push. We haven't seen too many of those today, but Campbell goes for 11, and Zimbabwe are 85 for 4.
Good reward for Williams. He's the type of bowler who's always at you, always making you play, just angling it across the left-hander. Good delivery. He had to play it really. And why wouldn't you in a one-day game? Comfortable catch for Mark Boucher.
Oh, gone. There you go. Rely on Lance to do something different. He's bowled straight, and another Zimbabwe player has looked at the ball away, leg side of a straight ball.
Well, quite incredible. He comes from a big angle. The ball hits him in front, but it's angling across, and you could see that Murray Goodwin wasn't happy. That was a very close decision for David Orchard. He makes it. He makes the decision. Murray Goodwin goes for 16. Zimbabwe now 90 for 5.
This is Klusner. Oh, and that was a beauty. And very well taken by Mark Boucher too. Field for LBW. Up goes the finger from umpire Wolf Diedrichs. And Stuart Carlisle is out, and now Zimbabwe really have problems at 107 for 6.
Looks pretty good to me. Cuts back in. It's hit just above the roll, but you can see the leg stump behind him. Haywood strikes again. 2 LBWs for him.
After drinks, Klusner from the old Fort Road end. Whittle gets him away pretty fine, and it'll be 4. Sean Pollock back into the fray, and immediately he is pulled. 1 bounce 4. Good shot by Andy Flower.
Oh, he's nailed it. He just gave it an old-fashioned thump over mid-wicket.
Callis is not amused.
Oh, brilliant stuff. That was wonderful. I don't know that he's out, but just a little left-handed flick from Gibbs.
Well, we've been talking about just what a talented young man he is. Look at this left hand. Just before, he kicked one into the stumps.
Another edge. And this time, it's gone for 4. 162 now for 6. Well, what an amazing shot that is. That's the extra ball gone for 4. Not often you see Lance Klusner swept. Great innovation. 172 for 6. Hit that backward a point. And it's gone for 4. Vital runs for Zimbabwe. Look out, South Africa. Look out. Looking for 2 again. Not a good idea. But a good over, nevertheless. And Andy Flowers 50. What a good and valuable and possibly vital 50 it's been. Struck away, backward a point, that'll be 4. Has he caught it? Yes, he has! At the second attempt, Rhodes takes a catch that just might turn this game round. And brings to an end a fine innings from the Zimbabwe captain. Oh, what a fine reaction catch second time round.
Incredible. It didn't bounce very high as he parried it up. His reactions were unbelievably fast. And the 7th wicket falls.
Edge with no slip there, but saved on the boundary to avoid 4. Street gets 2. Down the ground, this could be 4. And is.
What a shot at this time of the innings.
Here's trouble. Here's trouble. Here's trouble. Whittle face down in the ground. Dear oh dear. I think he might still have just done enough for his team, but they didn't need this.
Hard hit bat to Sean Pollock, almost a caught and bowled, flew off his hands, and Guy Whittle is run out for 39. He faced 55 balls. His contribution to the Zimbabwe effort superb.
A boundary, of course, would virtually clinch it. And that might be just it. Backward a square, over Rose's head. And I think that's game, set and match.
Sean Pollock once again bowling it wide of off stump. A flashing shot in the air. And the Zimbabweans move to 219 for 8.
3 off 4. He's hit that over extra cover for 2. Scores level. Now, still 2 balls left. Here's a problem. No, there isn't. Okay. Talk about down to the wire.
Hansie Cronje carefully placing his field.
Cullis. It's gone to Boucher. Boucher misses the stump. Zimbabwe win. Off the last ball of the game. And deservedly so. Fabulous last over from Jacques Cullis. But not good enough. Celebrations in the Zimbabwe dressing room. And wow, has that livened this tournament up. What a night of cricket.
That's the stuff that gives one-day cricket a good name. Zimbabwe brilliantly getting home by 2 wickets. Heath Streak in at the end there showed a cool hand. Guy Whittle did well with 39. Neil Johnson got it going with 35 at the top when he smashed Pollock around in the first over. But it was Andy Flower, the captain, who inched Zimbabwe back into the game, ending up with 59. That really was a very good effort from him, and he was given the Man of the Match award. The South African bowlers, Sean Pollock, quite expensive. That may be a problem for the South Africans without Alan Donald in the side at the moment. 2 for Nandi Hayward, who continues to impress. 3 for Henry Williams. What a handy little medium pacer he is. And a wicket each for Jacques Kallis and Lance KLUSENER. In the end, though, they didn't have the answer to the skipper of Zimbabwe, Andy Flower. I had a word with him when it was all over. Well, Andy, it's a humid night in Durban. You're covered in sweat. Is that from panic as much as from the humidity here? That was tense.
It was a great game, really. There was some great feel.